push that you want to be accepted and you want to be heard, and it's like, and we all hear you, but then when you just being like push, then you're gonna get a lot of people that were allies and on your side being like, you know what, fuck this, I'm out.
I mean, that's why you're seeing a lot of the liberal side flip to conservative, like at this point nowadays.
Yeah. Well, it's not even that. It's just being like, look, I was on your side, and
until you made me your enemy.
Yeah,
like,
and it's not a thing of like they don't care what's going on, but it's just like, you know what, fuck this, I'm just out, and
I mean,
that's what you don't want.
We can compare it to freaking Malcolm X versus MLK.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I've even told you before, I get a fuck ton of respect for Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Because I get where him and Nina Simone were coming from there. Like, fuck, they hated us, and for good goddamn reason.
Yeah.
Like, MLK did shit right, and fuck, look where he ended up. But, like, you just look at this, and it's like, but there's that line to where you completely alienate your ally.
And that's something that you don't want. Like, even the whole thing with like the Black Lives Matter shit and All Lives Matter shit. And I've said what I felt about this. I'm not on either side. I'm not Black Lives Matter. I'm not All Lives Matter. I'm Some Lives Matter. Because not everybody fucking deserves to live. They don't. And I'm not talking about people who are fucking suicidal or shit like that. I'm talking about people who
do harm on others.
Yes, do harm on others, who are fucking pedophiles or murderers and rapists and shit like that. Those are people who don't deserve to fucking live. And I don't care what you think about it, because it's a fucking life, whatever. I mean, those same people you think deserve to live are probably the same people who are like, oh, abortion shouldn't be fucking legalized or whatever. It's like, fuck that. Because most likely that person who is a rapist or shit like that is the one who's probably that person's baby.
Yeah. No, like it
and and that's the thing. Like that's why I hate the fact that like we make all these fucking laws, because just like you try to tell a woman what to do with her own body, and it could be a fucking father abusing them, it could be somebody drugged them or whatever, or just some crazy person. And yes, I said crazy person, I don't care, I'm not gonna say mentally whatever.
Dude,
blah blah blah. Fucking crazy person coming up to them, trying to beat them up, rape and shit like that. And
I mean, dude, I'll lay it out to you like this, and it kind of goes down to the deal. Like, we all know about the 1980s with the cocaine scandal in New York. Every last person knows about that shit, I hope. Or fucking Japanese internment camp. People like, trust the government, it knows what's doing, all that. But it's like, dude, no. There's a fucking point where the most terrifying words you can hear are, I am from the government and I'm here to help.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, we saw that with fucking Uvalde or whatever in Texas. It was, we're here to help, but like, are you really?
I mean, dude, that goes back, like I told you before, about the court case that basically dictated they are not required to serve or protect.
Mm.
Like, dude was getting stabbed in a freaking subway. Cops on the other side of the door. Other dudes on drugs and shit, stabbing the fuck out of him. Screaming, help, help. And basically, they don't intervene. Goes to fucking Supreme Court. They decide, hey, it is not constitutionally required for the cops to intervene.
Yeah. Shit, it was like a few weeks ago. Same week I went to go see my dad, like a few weeks ago before my birthday. A fucking hostage situation is going on. Cops are just outside the fucking door. Took them like an hour to get the guy out. I was like, what? Why? And then they were so scared so before my dad told me, because I wasn't there, but he was like, he went out there, thought somebody was arguing, whatever, saw like a fleet of fucking cops outside the door. One of the cops say, hey, you might want to go back inside or whatever, or you might, then by like 10-20 minutes later they go, hey, you might want to leave, the guy's already been shooting at us. He had a fucking assault rifle. And then about like a half hour later, they finally get the guy. I don't know if they shot him, I don't know if they subdued him or whatever, but I'm like, it's a fucking hostage situation, and it took y'all had to have a fleet of fucking cops, two helicopters and drones to get this guy.
I mean, I'm just gonna say, man, like, seriously, we're in an era where nothing, like, I'm gonna say it this way, even in a hostage scenario, it used to be you had to wait for the negotiators, shit like that, go through the full route. But I hate to say it like this, we're in an era where even if shit's done right, somebody's gonna have a problem with it. But it goes back to that old saying, you can't please everyone.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's
now
not even
the
that.
shit-
It's like it's gotta be like where was the plan for this? It's like okay, where's the room that's like either adjacent or behind him? Find a way to like scan like the room to see where he is, so then y'all can try to shoot him or something like that.
I mean, even with a shot though, man, and this is coming from a dude who's held a gun, fully gone down this route with the rifle. The fact of the matter is, there's a lot of things that can go into it. Now, it also depends on how the hostage is being held. Say they're held, guns up to the head, all that, or fuck, it's pointed down. Wind speed, things of that nature. Even with a direct shot, you might not have a direct shot. Like cops who train, soldiers who train, week in, week out, nonstop. Basically, they can still fucking miss.
Yeah.
And if you're even an inch off, you could actually hit the
well,
hostage.
that's what I'm saying. Is like find a room that's either not adjacent because he'll most likely see it, but like whatever the room is, like behind him on the other side of the fucking hotel. Like try to scan it, see where he is, make like a hole or some shit, like big enough to where you can put the front of the gun, shoot his ass, boom.
Okay. Now, in an instance like Valdi, all that, we already knew people were down.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, they pushed that shit so long to where even, like, full classroom, gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you're really going to wait longer than a full classroom to basically intervene.
And also the fact that a cop was like, oh, hey, I'm here to help. You know, like if you need help, whatever, something like that.
If you need help, yell. And basically, the shooter comes and kills. Like, kids are taught not to say that shit.
Exactly.
And the fact of the matter is that came out of an officer's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the other thing. A lot of people don't know. I think it was a week or two before that. Like, one news media source actually covered this, that they were doing active shooter drills either a week or two before the deal. And they took down that post afterwards.
We were getting those in like 6th grade.
No, but like there was a literal Facebook post from the Uvalde police saying they just a week or two before they were doing the active shooter drills.
Yeah.
And
it was like, oh,
literally a week after.
It's like, oh, you're teaching the fucking people what to do in those situations. Like, oh, well, if they're in the fucking school, it's like, okay, well, we know what to do. It's fucking go to this, do this, and that, blah blah blah, and then boom, they done fucking killed everybody.
I mean, shoot, have you seen the interview from one guy who was actually around the shooter's age, all that, talking about him?
No.
He's like, no, he got made fun. He tried to make fun of other people. He was not the one being bullied. He was the one who did the bullying.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'd be made fun of for trying to do it. And then he'd get angry.
Yeah.
But it's also like this question. How did a kid get trained enough to where he's able to hold the assault rifle? He didn't know how to drive. How the fuck did he get an F-150? Like,
but he was able to legally get a gun when he was 18, and he was 19 at the time.
Here's the thing, though. Like, the gun shop that they got interviewed and all that said they didn't sell that type of gun. So my question is, where the funds for the F-150 come from? Where the funds for the bullets come from? Where the funds for the fucking gun come from? And where the fuck did the gun come from? Because that gun shop says they don't sell that gun. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm from the government.
That sounds like somebody's fucking lying.
I'm just saying it goes back to I'm from the government. I'm here to help. Like, we all know that basically CIA did the Coke scandal. Now, I'm not trying to say I'm not a full-out conspiracy theorist, all that. But
There's some things.
But I am going to say, like, there's that full point where you have to realize there has to be something else touching this shit. And, like, the CIA or the FBI knew that he was in the same Discord server as these two other individuals who were involved in shootings. Here's my question. Why isn't that whole server being investigated?
Exactly.
Like, why isn't it going that route?
Because they don't want to do the legwork. That's the thing. It's they care less about trying. They care less about justice than they do just trying to get one person. That too. It's either people trying to push the narrative, or the FBI and the CIA and the cops are just fucking lazy and don't want to do the footwork to actually bring people to fucking justice.
I mean, you ever also notice how this shit always happens around election season?
Yeah.
Like,
But then think about this too. The cops didn't want to go inside to find this dude, but they made sure that nobody else would go inside to save their own fucking kids. They were pushing other people back.
Not just pushing back, dude. They were putting him on the ground, arresting their ass for impeding a active crime scene.
Yeah.
Like, and the thing that ended it all was an off-duty Border Patrol cop.
Yeah.
Like, this is a travesty.
And that border patrol cop, whoever you are, you're a fucking hero. It sucks that you had to be the one to be that guy to have the fucking sense enough to be like, hey, this shit is wrong. I'm going in there and do what I need to do.
Dude, he almost had his head blown off. Like, seriously, he had his head grazed.
Yeah. Like, what if you live in this town or if you live nearby, whatever, like, all those like, the parents who fucking lost their kids, whatever, and the ones that you saved, they should all be fucking thanking you. And you need to be the fucking new police chief of this fucking town or whatever. I mean, like, fuck being a fucking border patrol, because that's already a problem. Because it's basically him trying to, like, keep fucking Mexicans out of fucking country. But
illegally.
Yeah, illegally. Like keeping illegal Mexicans out of the country, whatever, like that, from the border.
But I'm also gonna put out like this, dude. Here's the deal, and this was an actual statement from the mom of the shooter. Trust me, I feel for parents in this type of situation if they don't see this coming. Like, I do, because I'm like, I'm just gonna say it. In some instances, it doesn't matter how you raise them. Like, in some instances, it really fucking doesn't. But the other deal is, and I'll get on to remind me to get onto the subject of guns, school shooting, pipe bomb. Remind me those exact words, because I'm about to have a full talk here. Like, 100%. But I feel for those parents who actually go through that scenario where they didn't expect their kid to go through all that. Like, you see this mother crying, being like, I know my son had his reasons, please don't judge it. I'm like, you're like, from an outside's perspective, I'm like, you're shitting me. But on the inside...
This isn't my kid was being bullied.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, we did all the fucking different bases, and he still kept getting bullied. So then he went and shot the fucking, like, person that was, like, the people that were bullying him.
This is a guy who went out of his way to basically hunt down people who could not defend themselves.
Exactly.
Were unable to. No compliance or anything involving with the situation he was dealing with.
Yeah, this like I said, it's not a fucking person. It's not a kid who, like I said, this wasn't a kid who was a fucking, like, outcast and he was getting made fun of, getting beat up and shit like that, and nobody fucking believed him. Or when he tried to go to the school, they wouldn't do anything, so he took matters in his own hands. With shit like that, yes, it is fucked up, but you see actual reason why. And because I've seen that shit firsthand.
And this goes back to what I'm saying. Okay, so as a kid who was exposed to Columbine and all that, like, shit, you were shown the videos. You heard about Rachel. You heard about all this stuff. Her writing her journal. Like, I don't know if you guys have heard about this stuff. I don't know what age bracket you're on. But the thing I'm going to say about modern school shooters and all that, they're copycat killers. Like, they're going for the thing that's easy. They're going for the thing that's easy to get, go through that route, everything. Like, we've all heard the stories about trench coat kids, all that. But here's the deal. The other deal I'm seeing where they're pushing the anti-gun narrative, the thing is, it was civilian, not a civilian, but an off-duty civilian with a gun that basically stepped into the situation, intervened, and took out the guy who was doing the school shooting in Uvalde. Like, he's not a civilian, but border patrol, for fuck's sake. Here's the thing. These guys are copycat killers because it's easy as shit to get that right now. But here's the question. Look at the IRA. Look at all the other groups like IRA, Taliban, Al-Qaeda, all that. The thing is, they're living they're living in an area where guns may not be the easiest to get. Question, what weapons do they use? What was the old saying that the IRA said towards Margaret Thatcher? You have to be lucky every time. We only have to be lucky once. There comes this deal where basically it's so easy to make a fucking chemical bomb or something of that nature. You can make it with the shit under your sink. The thing is, if we were to outlaw guns, and I'm just going to state this completely, if we went that route, they'd find a different way.
Yeah. You can make pipe bombs. You can do mustard gas bombs.
And here's the deal. Like, I'm not even going to say how to make half the shit I know because, we're on a deal.
We might be the negative degree, but we ain't the fucking
I know,
we ain't the Unabomber podcast.
But what I'm saying here is, like, it's literally copycat killers. going for the easy route. They want a mass body count. They want to go through that route. They want max carnage. They want chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And fact of the matter is, the second they go down this route, they're looking for that.
Yeah.
And, like, best advice I was ever given, you're holding a gun, you're responsible where that shit's going, and you're responsible for where it lands after. But the deal about a bomb, you could be looking at powdered milk 1 second, then the next few seconds, you are powdered milk. Like, there's nothing you can do. An active shooter, you can kind of semi-control. But like a bomb, you can't do anything. Like, and I hate saying it that way, but I'm like...
No, it's the truth.
But also, good guy with a gun dispute, it goes back to that bystander effect. You think somebody else is going to intervene. Like, we can say that, oh, if I was there, it'd be different. But
like, what? Here's the thing.
Okay.
The modern fucking American that we've been talking about all day. The self-entitled, self-righteous, asshole, douchebag, idiotic American. Narcissistic, idiot American. Who thinks that the fucking world is their oyster and they can't do no wrong, whatever. And this shit pops off and they think that, oh, I can definitely take out this person. Two things are gonna fucking happen. One is if you try to go after the person, your ass is gonna fucking die.
Make the situation worse.
And also make the situation worse. And then two, you're gonna fucking shit your goddamn pants and be trying to call 911 or try to find somewhere to hide. Or try to find a way to fucking escape and run away because you care more about your life than you do anybody else's.
It comes down to, like, fight.
It's the fight or flight.
Or freeze. Like, seriously, how many... Dude, do you know a good percentage of soldiers freeze their first interaction with combat?
I bet.
Like, and it is a completely normal, understandable response. Like, look, you know how I feel about cops. You know how I feel about the justice system. But I'm also going to say it like this. Not too long ago, I'm seeing this cop's reaction. Basically, this guy got violent, had a gun, pointed at the cop and everything else and other people, and basically the cop took a shot. The cop, at the end of it all, is breaking down. Doesn't know how to respond, doesn't know how to do anything like that, and he's just assuming, what the fuck, constantly. He's like, why'd he have to do that? And the other cops are getting him into the car, being like, look, just sit, lay back, do that. There are certain instances where, I gotta say it, yeah, if you were there, maybe. But question, could you really override your fight or flight or freeze?
And for most people, they will most likely freeze or flight. Because we are not trained to fight. We are trained to, if something goes down, go somewhere to hide so you don't fucking die. There are cops, there are SWAT teams, there are shit like that who are supposed to do the fighting for us. Now, there are people within those situations, especially when we get older, where, like, we've both worked in fucking retail places. We've all seen those fucking stupid active shooter videos. I definitely have, using to work at Walmart and stuff. They always tell you, find somewhere dark, where there's a locked door. If there is no locked door, find something to put in front of it, and find yourself a weapon. Will that work all the time? Most likely not. Especially if there's more than one person, which in those videos, it's always one old-ass guy. It's either an old-ass man or some dude that looks like he came straight from the fucking military, or like a fucking episode, like or the movie Hackers or some shit like that, or Robot.
Trench coat.
Yeah, not even a trench coat. It's like hoodie. It's like a hoodie up.
What I'm saying is they expect us to recognize these type of people, but here's the thing, and this goes back to the saying I've been saying for a while: people are people.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't matter. So, like, there's one movie, Falling Down. Dude's glasses, tie, short sleeve dress shirt, all that goes fucking ballistic because fucking McDonald's isn't serving the fucking breakfast meal.
Yeah.
But it comes down
Everybody has their tick. Everybody has that thing of like...
It only takes one bad day for some.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. Fight, flight, freeze, there's going to be that point where people can't intervene because either A, they're afraid, or B, it's the natural instinct to survive.
Yeah.
Now, the Uvalde shit, that's
different because that's
me
kids.
That there wasn't a goddamn cop who was not exposed to that shit before and, like, gone through it. You cannot tell me that.
Like I said, everybody has their tick. They say the same thing for like people who want to commit suicide and stuff. Like you said, it takes that one bad day. It's that one thing that drives somebody over the edge to either want to kill themselves or try to kill other people.
But it also goes back to that thing I was telling you earlier. Like, these school shooters, they're copycat killers. Like, they've seen that's the thing to get a response.
Yeah.
They've seen that's
it's their way of getting the 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah, and it's also, like, shit. I'm just saying, like, they'll find their main goal is carnage, body count, chaos.
Yeah, look at the Boston Marathon from a few years ago.
Yeah.
They got all three.
And that's the main thing anybody who's looking for this is looking for. Like, shit.
Everybody, like all those people, they want those 15 minutes of fame because it's like it's their name and most likely their face probably, and showing all the shit, all the damage and chaos that they caused. It's not a thing of, oh well, these people hurt me or whatever like that. Like I said earlier, it is a difference from someone who was an outcast or was a decent person. They get bullied, they get this and that, blah blah blah. They go through all the proper channels to get that shit to stop, and no one gives a fuck. So then they take matters in their own hands.
I mean,
that is something like, yes, it is fucked up, but also at the same time, you can understand why that happens, because it was either they got to the point where they want to take their own lives or they want to take out that person because they got tired of feeling like every day. Like every day they got tired of feeling like shit because of either this one person or this group of people. Yeah. And honestly, I have no and I know it's fucked up saying, with situations like that, I have no problem with it because it's not that person. I know it sounds fucked up, but it is the person going through a fucking mental break because it's.
No, I get you, man.
Yeah.
Like, shit. Back in high school, I'm not gonna lie, I was the kid who got fucked over. Dude pissed on my shoes, slammed my fucking head on the desk. I came back with a bloody lip, all that. One fucking day, I dealt with his shit for about a full fucking semester, right?
Mm-hmm.
No teacher intervention, talked to the fucking counselor, gone through the full deal, talked to my parents. They're like, oh, bullying, it'll build your character. It's fine. No, they send him to detention for a day, bring him right back.
Yeah.
No, but full shit happened. One day, I lose my temper. I look at the guy, and I'm like, I'm going to shoot you. And the second I say that, I'm deemed the aggressor. After dealing with that shit for like 6 months.
After being the person being bullied.
Yeah, but
and this is coming from someone who used to be bullied, but it was considered the fucking bully because I was bigger than most people. And like that's not the fucking case. You can be any fucking size, shape, or whatever, and still get bullied. I'm a big dude. Like I'm fat. I'll say whatever. And
shit, you're like 6 foot what?
I'm 6'5", and right now I'm fucking over 300 pounds. When I was in high school, I was like my freshman and sophomore year, I was 6'2", 240, and my senior year, I was 6'5", like 250, 260, somewhere around there. I was a big guy, but most of my life, I was a big kid, and I was a big guy, and I got messed around with a lot. I was usually one of the tallest people in my class. I was probably one of the not the heaviest, but I was a big dude, and everybody would fuck with me. I had a decent family, I had decent clothes and shit like that. And you don't realize that until you get older. It's like, oh, people fuck with me. People fuck with you when you have something that they can't get. And like I was saying with this whole situation of like somebody being bullied because they were outcast, they were this, they were that. It's not fair when a person or a group of people was bullying them just for the fuck of it, and then they go to a teacher or a principal or a dean or whatever and try to get that shit carried. And which I know now it's different because they have, like, a lot of places have zero tolerance for fucking bullying and fighting or whatever. But back when me and Jake were fucking going to school, whatever, it wasn't that. It really wasn't that. It was like, oh yeah, we don't want y'all fighting, but it wasn't a whole thing of like, why are you doing this and blah blah blah. Like what Jake just said, as a lot of people was like, oh, bullying builds character, and in a certain extent, yes, it does. But also, when somebody has enough of your shit, it's either they're gonna knock you the fuck out, or you just ain't gonna have no life anymore because that person, you never know what that person might be going through or what that person is thinking. You have literally been fucking with this person so much that you have fucked up their mentality to know to kind of know what's right from wrong. And when somebody wants to kill you, not fight you or just cause you harm, but to end your fucking life. I mean, I'm sorry. Like you did something to somebody to where your actions cause a consequence. And do I feel bad for you? No, I don't. Is it a fucked up situation? Yes, but I don't feel bad for that person who was causing the other person to want to end someone's life.
Look, and this is just gonna come from a guy who's like struggled with PTSD, suicidal ideation, all that, and 2 attempts.
Oh, same.
Yeah, like
So, well, the suicidal part.
Yeah, if you're pushing somebody towards that limit to where they feel like there's no fucking way out, like at that point you reach that full ideal where I'm taking you down with me, or I'm just gonna stop it. Like those are the 2 thought processes that can go through somebody's head when they feel like they are at the bottom, and they've been there so many times because it is a downward spiral. You hit the bottom, you spiral back up, you hit the bottom. But when you're reaching that point where you've hit the bottom so many times, like it's like the struggle that you're just looking for an escape from reality at that point. And fuck. I hate to say it, maybe they're trying to stop. Like, somebody who tries to actually do that, go through the carnage, everything else, they may be trying to prevent somebody else from going through that issue without realizing they're putting people through that issue.
Yeah. And that's what I said earlier. It's you bullied someone to the point to where their mental health is completely fucked. And like I said, it's depression. It's their mental capacity is not where what is supposed to, because they're getting fucked with day in and day out. And then now you got fucking social media. With us, we didn't have that. It was just in school, people fucking
we had
with
it, but like we were also
to a certain
era
extent
before it, where basically it's like just shut it off.
Yeah.
Like, but nowadays these kids can't. They need their phone for fucking grades. They need it for all this stuff. They can't shut off everything.
Yeah.
Like, and like that's one reason why.
Also, and I want to say this. Okay. There should be a fucking age limit with social media. There shouldn't be fucking 4-year-olds wanting to kill themselves because a fucking idiot says some shit about them.
I mean, if we're going through that route, though, man, also look at fucking the way media is exposed to kids.
Man.
Like, but there's a reason, and this is the main thing I'm going to say here. There's a reason why big-time YouTubers, stuff like that, big-time TikTok, all that, Twitter, everything of that nature, they have moderators. They have somebody who is disconnected from the situation to review the comments, delete the bad ones, respond to the good ones. Like, literally, 9 times out of 10, if you're getting a decent response from, like, a moderator, from a person on that type of platform, a lot of the times it's going to be the moderator who actually does it. Like, they'll bring it up to the person who's doing it and be like, hey, so are you okay with this response towards it? How should we list it? Like, they'll bring up something positive. So a lot of the times it's a secondhand message.
See, I do get where you're coming from that, because one of the podcasts I listen to, and I keep just bringing up podcasts, but I've been like watching and listening to these guys since I was in fucking probably middle school, high school. It's Steven Larson. They used to be with Machinima. They do wrestling podcasts, Going in Raw. Yeah, no, like they've been around for a while. I've been watching them. I've been watching them for a long time. I've actually got to meet them in person. I used to be one of their moderators. I still I used to do like chats and stuff, and they would respond to me and it was actually them. I know they actually have mods, but anytime I do I type something or whatever, they would be them responding. I knew that one for sure.
No, but it's like you get that green light. So here's what I'm saying: everything's through a filter.
Yeah.
Like, these people are a big name, all that. They have moderators there to kind of help keep things in check. Like me, I've had to do it for my partner, for example, on their deal. They've had 2 UK interviews, all that, and I've had to basically go through that full route to be like, do. Nope, negative, delete, and shit, it's just like, what the hell?
Yeah. Like, yes, like, there are a lot of people, yes, who are negative just to be trolls and shit like that. But there are people who are negative because they see the world for what it is. Another reason why I named this what it is. It's not just something cool because it fits my DJ name, and I've said that before too. It's because negativity can help people. It can be structured. It's realism. It's factual. Shit like that. It's not living.
It's not a bubble.
Yeah, it's not a fucking bubble. It's not a safe space. Which, yes, sometimes you do need it, but it's not. It's not negative. It's not.
It's not negative to be negative.
Yeah, it's not negative to be
negative.
negative.
To inform.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not negative to be like to bring somebody down or shit like that. It's negative to inform people and tell you when you're fucked up, but not be like, oh, you're fucked up because of your race, gender, creed, color, whatever shit like that. It's no, you're fucked up because of
fucked up shit.
Yeah, because of fucked up shit. It could be the way you think about somebody that is not right.
Now, granted, fuck, good, bad, it's all objective.
Yeah.
I'll be completely honest. Nihilism
Very
is
true.
a freedom there. But, like, there comes a point where non-selfish hedonism is probably the best term I'd use. Bring yourself pleasure without taking away somebody else's pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably one of the best ways you can live. In a sense.
Yeah. In other words, don't steal someone's shine.
Yeah.
Don't take someone else's spotlight.
I wouldn't even go that far. I'm just like, it's like you said with the bullying deal. They're going at you because you have something they don't.
Yeah.
And, like, that's something that you can handle and process when you're older, but as a kid, you can't.
Yeah.
Like, you have no way to respond to it. Like, as an adult, looking at some of the dudes who used to basically pick on me, go through that route, and I'm not gonna lie, after that happened and I reached, like, my junior year of high school, I got into a fuck ton of fights.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there was no way around it. But after reaching an adult point where it's been about 6-10 years later, looking at their life, looking at them actually post about this shit they went through, I'm like, fuck, this is making so much sense.
Yeah. I don't know, me and shit like that, and I can't remember what the actual, like, the thing is, but it's like when someone gets, like, beat up every single day, but then they're so used to it that they think the person, like, cares for them or some shit. Like, I forgot what it is.
Stockholm.
Yeah, it's Stockholm syndrome.
Like, it's not exactly Stockholm syndrome. Yeah. There's another term for it, but that's the closest thing.
That's one of them, where it's like they get beat and shit like that or whatever, but then they get away from that person and then they kind of like over romanticize or whatever.
No,
I think that is Stockholm syndrome.
I had to have this conversation with one friend of mine where I'm like, look, dude, love bomb. That's a full term there. I had to have this talk with one friend of mine not too long ago where I'm like, dude, you're dating a narcissist. It's going through this full route. Are you okay? What's going on? And basically you're seeing these tactics that basically you're taught to recognize when you're studying psychology and all that and studying for therapy, that you're taught to recognize these deals, that you're seeing a love bomb occur, whereas they'll bomb them with affection and everything just so that way basically the bad can be erased.
Yeah.
And it's a thing that
which happens a lot.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like the first thing you do when you date somebody, kind of thing. It's like you try to, like, you try to show them the best version of you. You pay them all this attention. You do all the things that you think they want to hear and see and stuff like that. But then when shit really goes down, it's like, oh damn, I really don't know this person. I don't want to be with this person like that. Instead of being you from the get-go, being like, hey, this is how I am. I want to get to know the real you. People care more about just trying to get with someone and try to make somebody happy while kind of being fake, like in a fake way.
Lay out the shit show. Yeah. Just do it. Lay out the shit show, and basically, hell, at that point, everything's on the table. Like, if they don't want to deal with it, fine. Now, granted, you laying out the shit show basically doesn't erase the shit that you are a shit show.
Right.
Like, and I'll be the first one to say that. Me, I lay my cards out on the table. I'm like, I'm OCD. I hallucinate. I got this shit, the PTSD, all of it. But I'll lay that on the table. But I'm like, look, I'm working to get better. I'm going to therapy. I'm doing everything of that nature. And be like, look, but also, I want to treat you right. I want to go through this full route. People don't realize that. Like, it's like you don't just lay out the shit show.
No.
But you're literally telling what you bring to the table, but you're also laying out your baggage.
Yeah. I tell any woman that I'm with, I'm like, look, I work crazy fucking hours. I work hard. Most likely you ain't gonna see me all the time. Like, this ain't gonna be like an every day we hang out or shit like that. No. I got work to do. you need to like be working on something too. When we do see each other, it's gonna be a great fucking time. We go out, we do whatever. It might not be sex. It could just be we go to the movies, go get something.
No, your
to eat.
partner's
Just
supposed
go
to be
talk.
your comfort.
Exactly.
Like shit.
But still, it's just I never want it to be just that. But it is 8:04. I have no fuck. We getting there. I know we getting there.
Shit, we've been on here for like what, 2-3 hours?
Shit, it is. Why does not?
Oh shit, 2 hours. Maybe 4?
Yeah, 2 hours. Did the shit stop? I still go.
Like you got here at like 4.
And we started like 4. I don't know what time we started. Fuck it. I don't care anymore.
Neither do I.
But yeah, it's. What was it? My whole thing is like, if when I meet somebody, one thing I definitely don't want them to think for sure is that I'm just trying to go after sex.
Yeah.
That's one big thing. Yes, it is. It is a plus. It's something that I do like, but that's not the only thing that I want. I want to actually get to know somebody. I want to actually. I do.
No, I get you.
Like even if it is somebody that I just want sex from, I still want to get to know them because even if it's just a we hook up or whatever, it's still trying to get to know somebody at the same point. It's still trying to like it's an arousal on a not emotional, but on a
I think I get where you come from. Like, hear this out here. And you heard about the times I've worked in the strip club, all that. Yeah, like, I'm ace. Whole reason I work perfectly there is I'm not attracted to any of them. But, like, legit, I got these 2 college guys from California coming to a fucking Kansas strip club, right? Basically, they come up to me. They're like, this must be the best job in the world for you. And I'm like, what makes you say that? They're like, well, you're surrounded by all this. And I'm like, well, fun fact, my dude, I'll swing either way. And I'm having to explain that to them. And I'm seeing these little these little fresh teenage brains just freaking explode. Explain that to them. They're like, well, in a way, you must actually have a better deal going on. And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, well, you actually like the person because you like him. It's not vanity. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true. Like, and I mean, I've had that same experience with at a strip club. Considering I've worked at shit 4, now 5 of them now, kind of.
You just get desensitized.
Well, it's that, but it's the fact that like the shit really isn't fucking sexy to me. Like it really hasn't been for a long time. It like even when I first actually went to a strip club, it's like okay, it's cool. It's girls dancing on the pole. Like it is. Is it acrobatic and stuff like that? Yes, it is impressive, the moves and stuff. Oh, yeah. But at a certain point, y'all kind of doing the same thing. And then 2, some girls just know how to fucking dance. I can say that shit for like just a girl coming out trying to like pulling a titty out or some shit like that and just trying to fucking twerk. That doesn't do enough for me. Now, now someone who actually like I know, but someone who actually knows how to dance, know how to like go to a customer and talk to them and shit like that, have a conversation, and then can do their whole sales.
Not just
pitch.
that, but also reading the customer. Like,
That
dude, shit, you know the deal where basically you've worked with a girl in the past, you go visit her in a new club she's working at, and basically you're there to see that specific person. You sit down with them, having a drink, and this chick who comes up and she's just like, hey, are you gonna pay me for my dance? And I'm like,
yeah.
Dude, I came to see this person, that's it. Like,
Yeah.
check how they're doing.
Oh, I have that every time I go to see my friend Allie when I go to fucking Executive Lounge, because she's the bartender there, and every girl, which I don't pay them no fucking attention, I'm there to see her. She does whatever she got to do. I'll probably we'll play pool, or I'll play pool, whatever. Or I'll just sit there and whenever she can talk, we talk, and I'll get girls come up and be like, you want to tip me to pay? You want to tip me for my dance? I'm like, I didn't fucking see you.
Nah, dude. The amount of times back when I was working as a bartender at a few of the strip clubs, out of my guy friends coming to legit see me, out of all people, talk to me about life. Like, one of them one day, flat out, he's dealing with an issue with his wife. He's dealing with his shit when it comes down to custody, everything else. I even tell the girls, I'm like, look, there's going to be a customer who's coming to see me specifically. You guys need to leave him alone. Don't go through that route. 2 of the girls, what do?
Go through that route.
Go up to him, ask, aren't you going to tip me for my dance, all that. And this dude is distraught. He's broken down. And I'm like,
you did the wrong fucking thing.
I'm looking at her. I'm like, I told you.
Yeah.
Like,
first of all, go have a conversation.
Yeah.
Go have a conversation. If you see this person is not really going through it. Just go have a conversation. He might just throw you some shit. Just have a conversation. That's why a lot of strip clubs.
That's 60% the job.
Yeah, but like that's why most of like the clientele for strip clubs and stuff are like old men who don't have like wives or whatever, because they kind of have money to spend, but they want somebody to talk to.
Yeah,
I've seen the shit first. I've seen the shit firsthand, where it's just an old man just looking for company, and he's in a strip club. He's seeing attractive women. But also at the same time, it's someone who's actually paying attention to what he has to say, and he'll give him some money.
Oh, like there's one dude who I've been serving for years. No joke. He had his name plate on the back of his seat, everything else, and his wife had passed away. He was just there to talk. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I love this old man because legit, he didn't just talk to the dancers, he talked to me. One day he comes in with a specially made bar key. He had gotten it from me because he's like, you know what, you've been a great bartender the entire time, talking to me, asking about my wife, going through this. And I'm like, yeah, what's up, dude? And he just hands me this custom made bottle opener. And I'm like, at that moment, I'm like, okay, can I step around the bar and give you a hug? Like, what's good? Like, are you okay with it? And so much in those, like, a bartender and stripper are mostly doing the same job. You're paid to be a cheap therapist. Like,
basically. Shit, some DJs for some reason we become fucking cheap therapists.
like, it's how it goes. Like, we're there to listen, have people vent, go through the full route, and mix a decent cocktail or give a decent time.
Man. Honestly, I've said this before. DJs are the reasons why some of y'all get laid, because we are setting the mood for a dude to get go talk to a girl and to get y'all to dance. If we play the wrong song, that shit can kill an entire mood. Real shit.
Or worse comes to worse, shit, the guy's playing the song that basically you can dance to. Mm-hmm. Like, shoot, there's some guys who do well with metal, rock, and then there's some who do well with line dancing. Like,
well, I mean, just like in a club vibe.
Yeah.
It's, you are playing music, trying to get people to get together and dance. Now, there was a certain point at a club where they start playing, like, some places do this. I don't know about down here because I don't really go to a lot of clubs anymore. But they'll start playing like slow jams and stuff, trying to get people closer together, or like they'll do like the twerk songs and shit, so girls fucking grind up on dudes or whatever. But a DJ has to like read that fucking dance floor, be like, all right, we got people together, this and blah blah blah, and try to keep that country to get shit going. A good DJ will know what to do.
Yeah.
Some, like me, yes, I know what to do sometimes. Sometimes I'll just put like some random shit together. Because sometimes I just don't care.
No, but dude, I feel you completely, because like the amount of times I have a customer come up to the bar and they'll be like I'm having trouble reading that damn room, reading what they're going through, all that, and I'll be like, do you want a day you're going to remember, day you're going to forget, do you want a good day, bad day, happy day, sad day?
You want the limitless pill?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, what emotion are you feeling? Because I want to help you. Like, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt there. I'm just like, legit, that's the question you gotta ask.
I mean, yeah, like it's a combination of like the amount of drinks, like the bartender got to choose like how many drinks to give this person or what to give them, and then the DJ has to be like, all right, they gotta get all these fucking drunken children onto on the dance floor. Yeah, I call them that. I don't care.
That's how it is, dude.
I don't give a fuck. I've said this before. Like, people go into a club, they're fucking drunken kindergartners. They are, like, you really are. Because it is.
No, honestly, that's why whenever I'm serving a teacher, for God's sake, like a teacher, high school, elementary, middle school, I'm like, okay, you need an extra drink. Yeah. Like, if I'm serving one of them, because I'm like, you fuckers get what we go through.
And going back to like the school talk thing, like around that time, we kind of, like, guys were a little bit gay. We kind of were.
How you mean?
Because think about it. All we did was hang around with all the other guys. We didn't hang out with, like, we all thought girls were fucking gross and disgusting and icky and had cooties and shit. We were a little bit gay.
I get you now. You now.
We were a little bit gay.
I mean, I go with more, it's kind of the similarity versus difference culture.
Yeah.
Like, really, when people are looking to be around people, they're looking to actually build their own tribe. And that goes to a whole deal of anthropology and all that. Like, you're looking for somebody, and you ever notice how when you're around somebody else, you start to pick up a bit of their dialect, like a bit of their slang,
Yeah.
stuff of that nature. Like,
That's riot every time we hang out.
no, like, but I'm just gonna lay it out like this: you pick up a bit of their dialect, not because you're trying to appropriate or do anything like that, but you're trying to build a connection between you and your tribesmen.
Yeah. But no, like I said, growing up, because I thought about this, I'm like, we're a little bit gay. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's because, like, we didn't know better. And then two, like, we weren't having fucking hormones yet until we, like, got fucking 10, 11, 12, 13 years old. And it was like, okay, we're actually
What
like
are
chicks.
those?
Exactly. Like,
Like-
we saw a girl with her first pair of titties. It was like, God damn, what are those?
Running fucking gym without wearing a bra.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, me being like, you've heard my deal about how I figured out what the fuck I am. I figured it out because I was like, shit, I gotta try it all.
I figured out I knew who I was because I knew I liked girls way more than I did dudes.
Yeah.
And that's one team I wasn't going to play on.
No, like one of my buddies who I give him so much shit for this. So he was in the Navy, right? And flat out, he's like, I tried men once just to see. And he's like, I learned immediately I did not like that. And I'm like, but legit, dude, my ass, for example, I just learned I don't like any of it. And that was probably the biggest wake-up call and the hardest wake-up call in the world because I'm like, am I broken? Is something wrong?
Me, I know I like women, no matter how just irrational, illogical they are. I'll say this right now. Would it be more efficient to date a man? Probably. But
100%. I'm gonna be honest. No, I'm saying it
yeah.
right now. I'm saying it because shit, I've done it.
Yeah. Would it be more fucking efficient to date a dude? Possibly. But something I ain't gonna fucking do because I don't want that. Like, I'd rather have pussy.
You know about that life.
No. Literally not about that life. I'd rather be with a woman all day. Like, it's nothing wrong with somebody want to be with the same sex or whatever. But me personally, and I've thought about it. Like, not thought about it, but what I just said earlier was like, would it be more efficient to probably be with a dude? Probably, because my experience dating women has been fucking crazy. Because a lot of girls don't know what they really want. Like,
I gotta say it like this, man, and it comes from my neighbor. He's fucking 50, right? He's 50 years old. And flat out, he said this, I kind of want to marry a guy. And me, I'm looking at him like, what do you mean? He's like, well, if I marry him, 1, we can get the tax cut. 2, basically, I can continue dating because he's straight and I'm straight. And I'm like, okay, no, I can get that. He's like, 3, if it comes down to a point to break up, I can look at them and be like, I'm sorry, honey, I have a husband. Like, can you imagine that type of... Like, dude, that is just the 180 flip compared to the norm.
That does make sense, and plus it'd be less fucking stress.
No, and his whole concept behind it was he's like, maybe she feels a little guilty because I'm gay. And I'm like, no, I'm looking at him, but also this dude's from India, and the dude he's been talking about is like, he's from China. Like, they are from our culture, for full perspective here. So they're just like...
So, even with them, like, the fact that he said that is like...
it's like out there, but at the same time, it's like, dude,
it makes sense.
I get where you're coming from. Like, 100% now.
Yeah, like I said, it makes total sense. Like, every guy will say that makes total sense.
Yeah.
But we still deal with what... Like, it's I'm pretty sure, like, most guys have said that. Like, I'm comfortable with my sexuality to say it. Like, yeah, it would be way more efficient and easier to probably be with a dude than it is with a woman. But I still love women. I would legit never get with a fucking dude. Like, nah, I couldn't. Even, like, I've never been attracted to a dude.
I mean, I'll put it out this way, dude. Don't have sex, get it annulled. Like, just get married for the tax write-off.
I mean, even like that, like, I would never have fucking sex with a dude. It's never fucking crossed my mind. It's never like a hesitation thing. It's like, nah. Like, sorry. You're like, y'all do you. You couldn't get me drunk enough to fucking want me to do that. And I say that.
I mean, you don't have to fuck him.
Exactly.
Like, okay, dude. All right, legit. I had to have this conversation with my brother.
No, I'm not talking about like the married
No,
thing.
no. I know. But I had to have this conversation with my brother, right?
Hold on 1 second. He's talking to his partner. We're gonna end this episode sometime soon.
All right. After probably this talk, we'll end it. Yeah. But legit, I gotta say it like this. I talked to my brother, and me and him are going out to a gay bar. I'm looking at him. I'm like, hey, I can take you out to a bar with the cheapest drinks. All this. Things are gonna be good. And trust me, you're gonna get about 10, 15 free drinks from people. Take him out to a gay bar. And the second we pull up into the parking lot, he's like, well, I don't want to be here. And I'm like, why not? He's like, they'll flirt with me. And I'm like, yeah. No. I'm like, yeah. So what's wrong with that? He's like, well, I don't want to be gay. And he's like, and then I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, they'll buy me drinks. And I'm like, you don't have to go home with them. Like, I'm like, dude, we're playing the women's game here. Like, shit, I'm getting those free drinks. I don't give a damn about you. Mm-hmm. Like, shit, I will gladly go for free drinks. But also, I played this game just about anywhere. Fuck, I read tarot cards, palms, all that, everything, so I don't have to pay for drinks.
Exactly.
Look at somebody and be like, hey, you want this? And fuck, I take my cat out to the bar, for God's sake.
Yeah, there's been many times, man, if you hung out or you brought Felix with us and we got free drinks.
Yeah, no, dude, and like shit, how many, like, let's be honest, that's how I met my current partner. Like, shit, you bring a dog out to a bar, yeah, people are like, okay. You bring a cat out to a bar who's used to seeing, like, punk concerts, he's seen, like, Trans-Siberian Orchestra, been to the free, like, he's been to the beach, for God's sake. And, like, flat out, they're just like, that's new. Just coming up saying hi. Fuck, I told you about the time I took him down to that one bar that was having a Humane Society fundraiser.
Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ.
Dude, like, seriously, question. You think I'm going to question it? Hell no. And, like, seriously, he's the world's best wingman. You cannot say otherwise.
True. I've seen it firsthand. He has been a great wingman. But going back to the conversation, though, it's... Well, going back to what you were talking about, the whole, oh, well, they're going to hit on me. I know a lot of gay people. A lot. I go to a fucking gay bar my damn self for like karaoke and shit. If they don't like you, or like if they don't see you like that, they're not gonna fucking flirt with you. They know when someone's fucking straight. Some of them, a lot of them do. A lot of them know. Like, okay.
I'm like, dude, you've been flirted with how many times?
Who?
You.
Me? Not by no gay person.
Really? Huh.
And plus, I always establish like, oh, I'm not gay, and they're like, oh, okay. Like, nah. I mean, you could fucking look at me, like, you see the way I dress and shit. There is nothing that says gay.
I'm just gonna say,
and I know, yes,
like,
and let me reiterate that is not a way someone, like, dressing a certain way doesn't make you gay. Yeah, I get that, or gay, straight, or whatever. But they can tell by the way I am that I'm not.
Like, dude, okay, now mind you, you know me. I don't dress like your everyday dude. I'm in the dress shirt, the fucking vest, the black cap, all that. And, like, 9 times out of 10...
You dress like Jack Dorsey.
Sure, yeah.
You have no idea who that is.
No, I don't.
That's the old CEO of Twitter.
Oh, fuck that. God damn. No, dude, compare me to the fucking Peaky Blinders, dude. I don't give a damn about that, but shit.
Matter of fact, hold on, keep talking, because I'm going to pull up this picture.
All right. No, but I'm just going to say it like this. Me... I dress a certain way. They think I am that way. And, like, 9 times out of 10, I'm like, oh, my wife. Like, immediately I say that, they're like, oh. I'm like, yeah. I'm off the market, my man.
Like, sorry, shorty.
Like, nah. But probably the most frustrating instance I've ever had in my life, and I told you about this, it was this one dude who wouldn't take no for an answer. Mm-hmm. Like, he's hanging me up being like, you, like, hang me up. He sends me a picture of something. And I'm like, yo, dude, that's not cool.
Nope. Oh, I sent you a dick pic?
Yeah, he sent me a dick pic. No, but he sends me a picture of his dick, and I'm just like, hey, I'm not interested in you that way. He's like, well, you've never been with a man. And at that point, I'm like, dude, I've done more than you probably have. And, like, I've had the options open up more than you probably have, especially working at the strip club. Like, I'm like, dude.
That's Jack Dorsey.
Oh, I'm not that bad. Like, I'm talking about...
That damn near looks like you almost.
Okay, it depends on the day. Like, I'm talking about the vest and the dress shirt.
Dude. Really?
Dude, that's a beanie.
Yeah.
Granted, though,
that's your nighttime gear.
Yeah, that's my nighttime gear. No, but dude sends me a dick pic, all that. And I'm having to send him a message being like, okay, one, don't assume this, because I probably been with more men than you have at this point. And you're gay. I had to figure myself out. And I'm like, two, don't ever send this out to anyone. Like, seriously, if a guy sent this out to a girl, this would be sexual harassment.
For real.
Why the fuck are you sending it out to me?
Guys in general, I'm speaking for all of us. Because I said all of us and I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
No more dick pics. Even if she asks for it, no. I'll be like, if you want to see it, come see it in person.
Worst comes to worst, like, shoot, avoid the case.
That too. It's like, avoid the case. Don't fucking send it. No one cares what your fucking dick is. It could be fucking 2 feet long. No one cares. And also, again, avoid the fucking case. If she didn't ask for it, don't send it. Even
also, women try to avoid the case, for fuck's sake.
Exactly.
Like, seriously.
Like, you gotta think about it. Probably a chick, on average, probably sees like 90 dicks in a fucking day. And like, not that she wants to see it, but it's like probably 100 dudes. Even fucking Cassandra said it on the fucking episode. It's dudes who just randomly fucking send the shit, and it's either like they either open it or they don't fucking open it, and then your ass get blocked. Stop sending fucking dick pics. The shit isn't cool anymore. You're not fucking 15. You're not in fucking high school. Like that's high school shit. It's legit high school shit.
No, like, send pictures of your cats, pets, anything like that. Like, so, just don't send the fucking dick pic. Yeah. Like, I'll be honest, dude. Oh Lord.
Send a meme or a GIF. Don't send a fucking dick pic.
Yeah.
Especially if it's someone that you don't even fucking know and you actually want to talk to. Like y'all, all of y'all heard. If you listened to the episode, y'all heard what fucking Cassandra said. If the girl says don't be in our fucking DMs, just don't be in fucking DMs. But if you must send something that's either funny or be like, hey, I know. Like be straight up.
Send something smart. Like, seriously,
yeah.
You can even, like, dude, just ask her what day she was born.
Don't do that.
No. Because you can go that route. Basically, you can take a picture of the star sky when she was born and send it to her. Be like, this is what their sky looked like when you were born. Be a little, like, put some plan work. Put some effort in. Yeah. Don't just fucking unzip it and pick.
Yeah. Like, me, I don't fucking send. I haven't sent a dick pic since probably, like, 2012, probably. It's been fucking 10 years. Like, and I was graduating high school. So that's how long that shit was. And I recently was talking to, somebody that I have on my fucking Snapchat I don't really talk to, but they had on a Rugrats t-shirt. I was a big Rugrats fan growing up, so I was like, hey, that's a cool t-shirt. We went back and forth for like 2 things, and I was like, hey, what's your favorite cartoon? Didn't hear anything back from her. I was like, yep, there's somebody that just doesn't want to fucking talk to me. And that's something that me and Cassandra talked about on the last podcast. If it's somebody that you really don't know or that you're kind of interested in, just be straightforward and be like, hey, look, I saw your picture, saw your profile, whatever. You're someone that I think is interesting or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Let's go on, I want to take you on a coffee date. Because she was like, there's a lot of guys who talk about how they go on dates with girls and they spend too much damn money or whatever. A coffee date is like $5 to $8, depending on what, like $5
depending
to $10.
On the place. Like, if you're going at Starbucks, it could be $30, but like.
Yeah, like today, I was gonna go on a fucking coffee date today with someone who I actually really like, but they had to go get their tags, which that shit takes like fucking 5 hours. And we were gonna hang out later, but she got kids.
Listen, don't be the dude who basically gets girl's number, then be like, oh, I'm going to text you or call you to make sure it goes through immediately. Like, here's the deal. Repeat it back wrong. See if they correct you. If they don't, then at that point, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Like, at that point, you know immediately it's not worth it.
I usually do text a girl. Not right then and there.
No, I get you.
Yeah. It's not like a right then and there, but it's like, if I met them.
And she's like, "Oh, we can still be friends." And I'm like, "No,
No.
if that's the first route you went, no. Like me, I'm faithful. I'm gonna stick to this. I'm gonna do what I have to. Like I'm like, don't get me wrong, you cute, but nah.
Yeah.
Like
Me, I'm that wholeheartedly. Like Facebook is way more personal than fucking like Snapchat and stuff like that. That's the annoying thing. Like Snapchat, Instagram, like 'cause my Instagram, I don't give a fuck.
I can get that completely though with the Snapchat thing being easier to get rid of. Like
Yeah,
I
cause
do.
both Snapchat and Instagram is just you see pictures and don't have shit, whatever. Like
Nah, but with Facebook, they can put your ass on blast
yeah,
for the simplest
Facebook,
shit.
that shit's like personal shit. Like Instagram, I don't give a fuck. Like you want to tag me or whatever, I don't care. I can fucking block, delete, and whatever. Snapchat, same thing. I can report your ass, block, delete, all that stuff. Facebook, like you got my actual fucking name. Like, cause Snapchat, it's not my actual name. My Instagram, it's my DJ name or whatever. Like that's whatever. But my actual like Facebook or like other shit, that's got my name on it. And if you got my name, shit, you can find me probably wherever.
Yeah.
And also with Facebook, like I post where I DJ at or what I do, which is Snap, blah blah blah. You can fucking try to but you can try to fucking find where I'm at and try to do some shit. I'm just like, I ain't with that. So that's why if I talk to somebody, it's Snapchat first, and then when I build up the confidence, but not even build up the confidence, but to build that I can fucking trust you, then yeah, that's when you get the other stuff. And then if I could really trust you, then you get the phone number.
All right. No, I can get that completely. Like, it takes different routes. But, I mean, man, I'm pretty much finished up. You?
All right, man. Well, that was going to be it for the Negative Degree podcast. Jake, you want to tell people where they can find you, or do you just like, nah, fuck it, I don't care?
Fuck it, I don't care. Let's not. I mean, you can find me at Onyx anytime it's open.
That's
Onyx, Wichita. If you want to chat, basically, I'm bartending there.
Are you bartending tonight?
No, tomorrow.
I'll be in Wellington tomorrow. But
nah, dude, shit. I'm drinking too much to drive. I'm staying home. Like, seriously, I tried to pour you some more, but like, hell, you only do 1 cup. I'm on my 5th.
I usually do like 2. Well, you gave me a bigger cup, so.
Dude, I gave you a bigger cup, but with the same amount. It's like a small cup.
I'm probably gonna go home and chill today.
Nothing wrong with it.
But all right, hope everybody enjoyed the podcast. It's just probably been broken up, probably a lot. Hopefully, I can salvage it. If not, me and you just got to do this over again some other day.
Hey, next Friday.
Shit, I'm down.
All right. I'll watch the news.
You still got to watch this podcast.
I know. I'm going to directly after we're done.
This man, I swear, like he's been wanting to be on this podcast.
Hold up. You know the situation with my father.
Yes, I know.
You know the situation where I work 3 jobs, and also I'm trying to take my lovely one on dates.
I know. Maybe you can just have it on in the background, something like that.
I plan to next time I'm working. Well, actually, directly after this, I'll be listening to it while I play Skyrim.
Yeah, there you go. But hope everybody enjoyed the podcast. If he's still around, hopefully. The next one will probably either be Sunday or Monday with just me, and then if I couldn't salvage this or couldn't get all of it, then me and Jake will probably be doing this again. Hopefully not for 4 hours.
Yeah, hopefully. Get some time to play Unravel.
Get to play with Yarny.
Dude, seriously, he put that down like it was his full life's work. Like, my God.
This is Yarny. I'm just like, if anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, it's so like one of the E3 conferences, it was the guy who made the game Unravel, and he brought out the actual like mascot for the game, Yarny, which is literally just a ball of yarn that looks like a cat or something like that.
It looks like a freaking doll.
Yeah, it looks like a doll mixed with like a cat. It looks like the cat from fucking Courage the Cowardly Dog. Almost,
okay.
Just like in a shorter form. It's like a Funko Pop. Which now that I say that, that's gonna be a fucking Funko Pop.
There's probably already one.
Probably it's like a limited edition one. Probably if the guy who created fucking Unravel and Yarny, if you're listening, which I know you're not, make a Funko Pop of Yarny and make it, and you'll make a hell of a lot of money. and send it to us. But all right, that is the end of this podcast. I've been DJ Frostbite. That has been Jake. And for everybody else out there, stay negative, my friends.